Am I the asshole for going fishing the day my ex was giving birth? I ended a relationship with this woman, Maria, about a year ago. Our relationship was largely casual, and I made it abundantly clear to Maria that I didn't want a serious long-term relationship. Maria agreed since we had such wildly different values and beliefs, but after being together for about 11 months she confessed that she wanted a serious relationship with the prospect of getting married. I declined, as I thought, and still think, we're way too different to start something like that. We continued our relationship for a few more months when Maria brought up marriage and starting a family again. She started saying things like how her family and friends liked me as well and how we'd be a great fit. At this stage, I decided to break things off with Maria. I felt like we both wanted different things, and it was better if we went our separate ways. Maria was devastated by our breakup and begged me to remain in contact, so I did, and we kept a decently close friendship for the past year. Since then, Maria's life has been through a downward spiral. She hasn't gotten into any serious relationships. She's been in many, but they've only lasted 2 months at most, and most of the guys were not very good. This lifestyle has caused a lot of friction with her parents, and she tells me she no longer speaks with them because of it. Maria has also failed out of graduate school and has struggled to find work before finally landing a job she hates a few months ago. One of the guys Maria was with got her pregnant at some point, and she was scheduled to give birth at some point last week. Leading up to the birth, Maria started calling me a lot, and she seemed very apprehensive. She told me that she was terrified of becoming a mom. I tried to reassure her that she'd make a great mom, visited her several times in the past few months, and helped her out whenever I could. Maria ended up giving birth last week, on the day I was going fishing with some of my old friends that I hadn't seen in a while. When I found out about the birth the following day, from one of Maria's friends, I called her and congratulated her. Maria sounded exhausted but was happy I called. Later that week, I started getting a lot of messages from Maria's friends telling me how I should have been there since Maria was so afraid. None of her family showed up, and she was hoping I'd come. One of her friends was particularly angry. She said that I needed to be more supportive of Maria since she felt alone and I was abusing the trust Maria had in me. Honestly, I get helping out and being there for friends, but I feel like it wasn't exactly my responsibility. Also, she had 2 of her other friends, Katie and another girl, with her on the day of the birth, so I don't know what I could have added. So am I the asshole? For more context, for those wondering, the father is back in Austria, and there is like a 60% chance he doesn't even know about the kid. All of Maria's friends know he's the dad, but they just refer to him as some asshole. While I do want to maintain a cordial relationship with Maria, I have no interest in raising her child. Am I the asshole for not wanting to follow my SIL's rules for her wedding and saying her insecurities aren't my fault? My brother and his fiancée are getting married soon. My husband and I got our invitation, all fine. However, this is the problem I am having with them. I'm not a bridesmaid / in the bridal party because I have a baby and as she's very young, 4 months now, and I was either pregnant / with a newborn during most of the wedding planning. It was for the best. So I'm just a regular guest as everyone else went. Well, my brother and his fiancée came over a few days after they sent the invitations because they wanted to talk to me. My FSAL basically told me she has gotten a dress for me and she'll love for me to wear it for their wedding. I was kind of like, okay, thanks. But why? You know? At first she didn't want to tell me why they'd chosen a dress for me, but finally she told me that I tend to draw too much attention to me. Last year our other brother got married and my FSAL thinks that she doesn't want to risk having me show up similarly to their wedding. By the way, I wasn't wearing an inappropriate dress or white, anything like that. I was wearing a normal formal dress. I was very confused by this and I asked what she meant, because as I said I know how to dress up for a wedding. I reassured her she shouldn't worry about being outshined, because for starters it's her wedding day and everyone will be paying attention to the bride and groom. And secondly, I won't wear an inappropriate dress with like too much cleavage or something. Her family is rather conservative, so I thought maybe she was more scared of her family's reactions. We discussed this for a while and she told me that the problem is my weight. She's a little overweight and I'm not. Always had problems gaining weight, even while pregnant. So she feels insecure and that's why she wants me to wear a dress that would cover me completely. This is where I think I might be the asshole. I told her that her insecurities were not my problem and that it was weird to ask me to wear a certain dress just because I'm skinnier than her. She told me that she knew I'd have this reaction because supposedly I always want to be the focus of attention. She also said that my life has always been easy and it's not fair that I want to steal her wedding day as well. I asked her if she was doing this with every other woman who was skinnier attending the wedding and she said no, so I told her that's a shitty move. We argued and then my husband and brother got in between us too, so they argued as well and finally we kicked them out, but not before I told them to enjoy their damn day because I wasn't attending the wedding, for which they accused me of being a drama queen and wanting to embarrass them by not going. Well, I'm more calm this and this has caused quite a fight in our family as well. I admit that I was so tired and stressed that day because my baby had been sick all the prior day/night. So I don't know, do you think I exaggerated here? Or were they truly rude to ask me something like this? Am I the asshole for buying my friend a new TV after breaking hers instead of paying her for it? My friend moved into a new apartment a few days ago and had a little housewarming party. Most of us were pretty drunk by the end of the night and unfortunately I am very clumsy when intoxicated. Long story short, I tripped and fell right into her brand new TV. It was completely broken, and obviously I was very embarrassed and apologized 1,000 times and promised I would pay for it. Sober the next day, I texted her and asked what kind of TV it was and where she got it. Then I looked it up online and it had a Valentine's Day sale on it. $80 cheaper than what she originally paid. Before I could even tell her about that she messaged me and told me I can just PayPal her the money and she'll go to the store today. But she named the price she paid, not the new one. I showed her the new price and she said that's not what she paid, she should get the full price back. I was free that day so I tried to offer to drive us there, buy it and help her carry it up, since she doesn't have a car anyway. But she insists I just send her the full amount since that's what I owe her because I said I would pay for it, sale or not. I don't think that's fair. She'll have exactly the same TV as before. Why do I need to give her an additional $80? Update. We've come to a resolution. The reason she wanted the full price was because she had borrowed the money for it from someone and was hoping to just pay them back instead of getting a new TV altogether. So I'm paying her in full. I'm fine with that, I just didn't see a point in paying her more than what she needs to actually replace the TV. At this point I also don't really care anymore. In the spirit of friendship I'm making this as easy as possible.